Hey guys, it's Naveda. Welcome back to my channel. I have a different video for you guys today, or I hope it's different. I feel like it's different, but basically I wanted to show you guys what my everyday go-to makeup is, but how it's different based on whether I'm going to work or school and the library versus my everyday go-to look for like hanging out with friends or getting brunch or just going shopping and doing something more where I want to be like put together. There's a huge difference between the two looks because for work, school, library, I really don't wear that much makeup. I have what I consider a problem area for me, and I'm sure everyone has their own problem areas, but I'm most, I guess, insecure about my under eyes, which are actually getting a lot better, but I'm still a little bit insecure about that, so I usually just wear concealer, and that's pretty much it, and I consider that a makeup look. And I wear that to work, I wear that to the library, because right now my summer job is more of just working particularly with just animals and my colleagues. I'm not really working with clients, I'm not seeing that many people day to day, so I don't feel like I need to wear a full face of makeup. And same with the library. If I'm going to be sitting there for like 12 hours, I don't feel like I need a full face of makeup, but just throwing on some concealer helps me feel a little bit more put together. And then the other end is like an everyday simple go-to makeup look for when I do want to look a little bit better, a little bit more glam, but I'm doing more casual things. So if you want to see both of my everyday go-to makeup looks, please just keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my go-to look for work, school, library. I essentially was not lying when I said I only wear concealer, but of course skincare is always important no matter what I'm doing. Even if I'm not wearing any makeup, I do focus on skincare. It's a little bit different now because it's summer. It is so hot outside and I do end up sweating a lot. I don't use my DIY oil that's been in all of my videos. I don't use that much in the mornings anymore because it does end up seeping through. I don't have quite enough time for it to soak in completely, so I use that at night and I just let that soak in overnight, and in the mornings I use a few different products. So I'm going to be starting off with the Juice Beauty Eye Concentrate. This is basically an under eye cream. I completely used up my DermaDoctor Eye Souffle, which I think helped a little bit in lightening my natural under eyes, and so now I've been trying out this new eye concentrate by Juice Beauty, and it's been great. I love how it feels, and I mean, maybe it's too soon to tell, but I do feel like it's been brightening my under eyes. So I also take what's left over on my fingers on top of my eyelids, and then just because it's an eye cream, I kind of like use it to smooth out potential forehead wrinkles and then also smile lines. Oh yeah, I did want to mention, if my lighting looks different, if it looks a little bit darker than usual, I am trying it out. I was incredibly inspired by Kaushal Beauty's most recent video, if you haven't seen it yet, which is basically she got a ton of hate comments on her video before that saying her makeup wasn't that great and her skin looked bad and this and that, and it's because she was literally not filtering anything. She had made her camera choice a little bit more true to like reality, true to self, and put it out in the open. And I mean, she got a lot more love than she did hate, but she basically put out a video saying like, this is what my camera does, this is how you make it brighter, this is how you make your skin look better, although it's not really like true to what you actually look like. So I know a lot of my videos have been like, I've been washed out, ghost face, like way too bright, and I mean, I'm still new to this. I am figuring out how to even use this camera and how to use the settings, so I feel like right now this is most true to me. I look really dark, and that's because I have been like out tanning. I am a little bit of a darker complexion just because it's summer. As of right now, I feel like this lighting is more real than probably any of my other videos, which is kind of unfortunate, but gotta start somewhere, right? Next, I'm gonna go in with my moisturizer, which is from Laneige, and it's just a water-based cream, and I'm gonna add a few drops of my SPF into it. And I kind of apply this generously onto my face and spend a lot of time like massaging it in, which is probably why I don't have time for like a full makeup routine before work. What I will say is I'm definitely a lot more confident with my natural skin and my like no makeup face, more than I ever used to be. In college, I used to wear a full face of makeup just to go to class, and I guess it kind of made more sense in college because you're more likely to meet people, you're probably gonna have plans before or after class, so it's like kind of okay, but I got so used to wearing makeup, like I couldn't leave the house without concealer. And yes, I wear concealer to work now, but I'm so much more comfortable in my skin, and like I'm okay with going somewhere without concealer. I feel a lot better about myself, and I think kind of weaning off of the makeup has helped that a lot, and it's just made me a lot more confident, and I think it's a great idea. Not to say that makeup is bad at all. I wear makeup all the time. I love makeup, but I have noticed that wearing less and less makeup when I really don't need it has definitely helped me be more comfortable natural. So once the moisturizer starts to soak in, I can move on to the next steps, which are basically the final steps. I am not joking, I just use 2 products. I use concealer, which is from Glamour Cosmetics, and I'm in the shade N40. And then I set that with my Sasha Buttercup setting powder, which is my all-time fave setting powder, and it works even better now that I'm a little bit darker. This concealer is not super full coverage, so it kind of blends into your skin as you're blending it out, which is why it's, in my eyes, okay when I'm not wearing too much makeup anyway and I don't need to blend it into my foundation. And I'm just going to set it with my setting powder. And because this is yellow toned, it does help to kind of diffuse some of that white glare that you're seeing. That's mostly due to my lighting. That's not actually how it looks in natural light. But because I'm not mixing it in with foundation, there definitely is a little bit more of a difference between the concealer and my natural skin. So this yellow powder does help a little bit to diffuse that. And then I do take whatever's a little bit extra and kind of run that along the rest of my face so that it masks a little bit of the oil and it blends the color in just a little bit. You can definitely go ahead with like pressed powder at this stage if you want to help blend everything together. I'm not always really a fan of pressed powder, so I just use my setting powder very lightly to dust over my face. And then what I do is I go in with my foundation brush, which is not clean, so it has maybe a little bit of foundation on it, and I just go in around the concealer areas to help blend it in a little bit more. So this is actually how I go to work almost every single day. It is not perfect by any means. There's still a little bit of kind of like the discoloration because of the concealer, but I'm comfortable because I've covered up my dark circles. It's all about, I guess, being most comfortable with how you are. So I don't have my eyebrows filled in. I used to wear mascara on top of this, and I eventually just fell out of that habit too. I know that like around my mouth is a little bit dark and like that's not fixed. Without any bronzer or contour, my face is kind of like shapeless. But at the end of the day, I feel okay with this, which I'm like, I know I've been saying it again and again, but I'm really happy that I feel this way because I don't think I used to feel like this. So especially for work or when I'm not really having huge plans. That's my dog shaking. What? Sit. So especially for work when I don't have huge plans, I am totally comfortable with this, and I just wanted to show you guys because I feel like even most of the everyday makeup routines that you see on YouTube aren't really always everyday friendly. You either may not have time to do the makeup that they show, or you might not know how to do the makeup that they show. Like an everyday makeup routine for me is not foundation, concealer, color correcting, bronzer, blush, highlight, you know? So I did want to show you that there are like small things you can tweak that you want to change or that you are uncomfortable with that you want to help fix, and it doesn't have to be a full face of makeup in order to do that. So from this point on, I would probably just put on some lip gloss or chapstick. I honestly just wear Vaseline, and I go to work. I put my hair in a ponytail, I wear scrubs, and this is my go-to makeup look. Next, I'm going to be showing you my everyday go-to makeup look for outings. I will do a full face of makeup, but like way more subtle than a glam look, and I hope easier for people to kind of be able to do as an everyday look. So because I have a little bit of concealer on already and I've set it with powder, I'm just going to apply foundation around the perimeter of my face and then kind of just blend it all together. The foundation I'm going to be using today is the Born This Way foundation by Too Faced, and this is in the shade Honey. This is my absolute favorite foundation. I think I'm running out, so I'm going to be getting a new one. Something about this makes your skin look very, very natural while giving you like an inner glow. I think I prefer the dewy finish over other types of finishes, especially when you're going for more of a natural look. On my everyday makeup days, I wear the least amount of foundation. It's just kind of to make your skin look like a better version of itself. Also, my skin is pretty clear right now, knock on wood, so I don't have anything to cover up, but if you do have blemishes or you know, scars or pimples that you want to cover up, you can definitely do that with concealer underneath. So this just makes my skin look a little bit more even. It helps kind of blend out that concealer I had on. What it does do, I feel like, because it lightens my face a little bit, it fades out my eyebrows. So I do fill in my eyebrows, I just don't spend a lot of time on it, and I'm nowhere near precise. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. eyebrow kit in the dark shade, and this is my favorite eyebrow product. It comes with a gel type of thing and then also a powder to set it. In my previous videos, you'll probably see that I sometimes do spend my time and outline my entire eyebrow, fill it in, and then set it with powder and all of that stuff. But for an everyday look, I just want to darken these centers right here, and then also like the curve of my eyebrow because it looks a little sparse there. So that was in real time, that's all I did. I'm not sure if you can even see a huge difference on the camera, but all I did was really darken up that center inner part. Okay, and that's it for my eyebrows. As long as they look even remotely even, I'm done with that. I'm not gonna conceal and like perfect it, all of that stuff. I'm done. What I will do is I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer on the tops of my eyes to get rid of that discoloration a little bit, because I'm not going to go in with eyeshadow. Like, I hate eyeshadow in general. I hate doing eye makeup, so I really reserve that only for like really important functions or if I'm doing like a video. So then to finish off my eyes, I'm going to be applying a liquid winged eyeliner. I'm using the NYX 2-timer. Comes with a liquid on one side and a pencil on the other. To finish off the eyes, I'm just going to apply a coat of mascara to the top and bottom lashes. Another secret of mine is that I absolutely hate falsies. I pretty much only wear them for certain videos, and even that I've like stopped recently just because it takes me so long to put them on. I feel so uncomfortable with them, and I'm just more of like a mascara person. Also, a little trick is that I put a drop or two of castor oil into my mascara, so every time I wear it, I'm also kind of moisturizing my lashes and helping them grow a little bit. Then I'm going to be moving on to bronzing up my face. Depending on how much time I have, I will go in with like a contour stick. My favorite is the Trustique bronzer stick. And then if I'm just running out of time, I'll just go in with bronzer by itself. So I'm using the Wet n Wild contouring palette, and in the shade for this is 749A. A little bit of blush, which I'll be honest, I don't actually wear every time I do my makeup. I don't know why. And last but not least, we need some highlighter, especially for the summer. And this I will generously apply everywhere, basically. For lips, I usually always just wear a nude lip liner. So this is ColourPop Chi, and I just basically line and fill in my lips with this. So that is basically my everyday go-to makeup look for if I'm trying to go out and actually do something with my life. I tried to keep it as simple as possible. I will tell you it obviously takes more than like 5 minutes. You can definitely use a setting spray on top of this. Honestly, most of this makeup, especially when it's like everyday go-to type of looks, it stays put for the amount of time that you want it to. It's not like I did anything crazy or I need it to stay like all day, all night. So this is my everyday go-to makeup look, and the one before this was just what I wear to work and to the library. And I just wanted to make this video to show you guys that sometimes makeup can be a little bit easier than all of the tutorials out there, and you can always tweak it to kind of work for you and whatever you're comfortable with. As always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!